Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, and I'm going to do things a little bit different this time. This is normally when I post my weekly movie hunt or pop culture hunt. It was Christmas. I purposely did not go out to the stores. There wasn't a lot of physical media that came out this week. There was one or two releases, Black Phone 2, Begonia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Nothing that was really wanting me to run out to the store because I ordered Black Phone 2. You're going to see that in the haul. I'll let you know what version I got. So I don't know if you're a long term watcher of the channel. Back in the day, I used to do what I called pop culture reports. They never caught on, but I always like doing them. So what I'm going to do is in this video, we're going to look online and we're going to look and see what physical media came out. But in the meantime, I'm going to go over some topics that just were sticking in my mind over the last week or so. We'll call it a pop culture report, but yeah, we'll dig into that. I'll tell you about a few things coming up on the channel at the end, and then like I said, we'll obviously look online and I'll show you what really did come out this week. So let's just start with a couple tributes. You guys mentioned some people that we lost recently during the last live stream. The main one obviously being Rob Reiner and his wife. Rob Reiner, basically a mainstay in pop culture history, started as Mike, the character Mike on All in the Family, which I grew up watching. But he's directed a lot of movies, man. He had a really long run of movies in the 90s that I think you'd be hard-pressed to say, wasn't many directors as hot as him back then. You had This is Spinal Tap, obviously, came out, and then recently, he directed the sequel. But you had Stand By Me, basically the blueprint of nostalgic type coming of age storytelling. A really great version of a Stephen King story. Princess Bride, probably the most quotable one, probably the most pop culture-y, if that's a word, of all of his movies. When Harry Met Sally, obviously, that's arguably one of the greatest romantic comedies of all times. I think he did around that same time A Few Good Men. So, man, he had a really good career there of just some really mainstay, like generational type movies. He will be missed. If you don't have any of his movies in your collection, you must not have much of a physical media collection. And then secondly, somebody that I thought he was basically a face of retro sci-fi type stuff was Gil Gerard. He was mainly known for Buck Rogers, and that was a cheesy television version of the Star Wars type stuff. So I kind of grew up with him. Somebody quoted online said he walked so every modern space hero could run. He basically in that show set up what we know as sci-fi today. So I really love that. So two Hollywood legends that we lost recently. So I wanted to go ahead and do that tribute first to get that out of the way. We can talk about some recent 4K/Blu-ray releases. If you watch my last movie hunt and my movie haul, you'll see one of the more recent ones that I didn't think we would get is Criterion released Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And so the reason I wanted to talk about that was I'm going to be doing my Jeffy Awards, and I need your help. Put in the comments down below what you think some of the greatest Criterion releases of the year have been. We'll talk about other stuff too, but like some Jeffy Awards could be like, I'm going to do an independent film maker award again. You're going to have stuff like best era releases, best boutique label. Put in the comments down there what your favorite steel books of the year, best 4K transfers, worst 4K transfers, all that kind of cool stuff. So there's a few notable physical media releases that I wanted to talk about. Coming May 5th of 2026, everybody probably was jumping all over the steelbook here that you get, limited edition steelbook of It. Welcome to Derry. I wasn't big on that show when it first came out. I watched the first couple episodes and didn't get hooked in it, but it did get better once like Pennywise came into play. So I missed out. I was working, they always release that shit during the day. I know Groove had it, Amazon had it. I missed it, and then one of you guys helped me like a couple days later. They put it back out there for Amazon, so I pre-ordered that. So that's May the 5th. I always tell everybody, look for some of the smaller retailers online to help you fill out your collection if you miss things. I missed when Orbit posted I think it was the Hellraiser, the newest movie. They posted the Steelbook and the media books with the 4Ks of those from Turbine. But there's other retailers that ended up with them. One that just had it when I'm recording this today is Brother Belial, I think is how you pronounce it. They also put some Terrifier 3 media books out there. Another Steelbook that's coming out early next year is I really like the looks of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Steelbook. I wanted to show you a picture of that. That's coming out on February 17th of next year. And then another collection that I think you need to jump on if you're like me and you like a lot of a classic Looney Tunes type comedies. I bought the Volume 1 of the Looney Tunes Collector Vault, and it was awesome. Volume 2 comes out March 24th. I'll show you the cover of that. That's some really awesome releases that are coming up that just caught my eye. And I did see over there on Digital Bits, they were talking about Warner Brothers, even though you got the sale going on. They've kind of hinted at what their 4K slate is going to be coming up in 2026, and I wanted to give you heads up on some of those. They already got a pre-order up for Ben-Hur, but to be announced in Q1, potentially. All the President's Men from 1976 already has a listing for pre-order. Eraser from 1996, Gravity from 2013, Mars Attacks from 1996, Interview with a Vampire, which is one I know a lot of people have been wanting, Gone with the Wind, and Magnolia from 1999. Gone with the Wind was 1939. So those are some notable movies that may come out. Speaking of notables, did you know that there's another popular character that's going to enter the public domain in 2026? Betty Boop. Do you think Betty Boop potentially could get one of those horror type releases like Popeye and all of them did? Movies that are recently came out. I haven't seen it yet because I just purposely have been chillaxing over Christmas. But did you guys, anybody go see the new Avatar movie? Let me know in the comments down below if that was any good. And then Anaconda. I almost really wanted to see that, and then I've heard it wasn't that good. And then now there's a stink coming out where who made it? Sony is basically saying that they want people to stop calling it a horror movie. What the hell? Somebody posted this. They said Anaconda was talked about in an article about December's horror releases, and Sony wants that mention removed because they don't identify the movie as a horror film. They don't want to confuse the target audience. Who the fuck is the target audience then? Sorry for the free promo, they said, and they won't mention that it's horror because it's a comedy. But either way, I just think that's silly. We were talking about Criterion earlier. There's rumors that Barbarian may finally get a physical media release, and it may be Criterion. Roy Lee, who was the producer, casually mentioned on a podcast that they were doing Criterion, but I don't know what's happening. He said he did confirm that they had recorded a audio commentary for it. So that's cool. So it should maybe get a 4K release, and it looks like it could be coming from Criterion, which I'm okay with that. Physical media news. Check out that video that I just dropped about the Leatherface, me versus Leatherface, talking about that Texas Chainsaw Massacre set from Dark Sky Films. I did order a couple things from Dark Sky, and I'll include that in my physical media haul. Let me see another couple things here. Did you guys like the latest drop of episode of Stranger Things? I felt the same way as I did with the last drop. You had maybe 2 or 3 really key moments, things that were cool, but the shit got dragged out. I think those 3 episodes could have been 2, maybe even 1 long one. But not 3, man. Some of that shit just dragged out. Speaking of dragging out, what about that scene where you got Max and the girl talking about, leaving? What's with all the exposition and all the talking, all the dialogue when you just need to get the fuck out of there? This was me basically, what I thought when they were on the screen just talking all the time. I was basically like saying like, run, what are you doing? All right, well, before we get to what media came out this week, I thought I'd also mention, we just had John Cena's final match. I was out of town when it happened, so I didn't get to see it when it was actually on, but when I came back the next day, I watched it. I know a lot of people are complaining that he tapped out to Gunther in his final match, and that Triple H is a terrible booker. I think if you really listen to the things that Cena has said and what other people have said about him since then, I find it hard to believe that he didn't have some kind of say about how his career was going to end, and he was always giving back. I don't think he's going to do another match. I think that's the total opposite of the way that John Cena would go out. He's not going to be like Ric Flair and all those other ones who retire and then come back. I do think that he will stay retired. I don't have a problem with the way he went out. I think he probably, like I said, had a hand in that. I almost wish he hadn't tapped out, though, because, he's always talking about never give up. And it was kind of ironic that he gave up in his last match. I would have almost rather that he, got pinned just regular without giving up. But I'm okay with it. Get over it. I think people are exaggerating that. Just like we go back to Stranger Things, they're exaggerating about, the impact of what happened in it versus like what Will revealed. I don't want to spoil too much, but I don't have a problem with any of the things the way they did it. What they revealed. If you don't know what got revealed about Will, you must not have been watching the show, because you pretty much should have been able to figure that out from the very beginning, and everybody around him should have known. But either way, I don't have a problem with that. I just have a problem with them the way they're dragging stuff out. There's too many convoluted storylines. They're not wrapping things up quick enough, and I think they're going to try to hurry through everything in that final episode, and it's not going to stick. I think they're trying to do way too much wrapping stuff up in the final episode. But either way, so with that being said, that's pretty much all the little things that have been going on in the pop culture physical media world. Let me know some stuff you've mentioned in your talks about pop culture or online, or what videos you watch, in the comments down below. Obviously, I didn't want to drag this video out, but do you like this style video? Would you like me to give you my take on some of the stuff that's happening in the pop culture, physical media world, wrestling, or whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. So before we close out the video, let's go ahead and look online, and I'll show you the few releases that did come out, and then we'll close out the video. So what's going on, everybody? Let's look online and see what should have come out December 23rd. Not a lot, so I figured it'd be nice to do it, but still take a look at it. You got Perfect Blue 4K. You got Cloud Atlas 4K from Shout Select. I'm probably not going to get that. I'm okay with my Blu-ray of that. I've only watched that movie once since I bought it, so I'm good with that. Begonia, is that how you pronounce that? 4K, that's the Steelbook. I really like that cover artwork. But then you got the 4K with the slipcover. Now, I haven't bought that movie yet. I'll just go ahead and tell you. I'm not a big fan of the regular cover. If I bought it, it would probably be the Steelbook. But that movie's on Peacock right now. So I haven't heard anything about it. I'm going to watch it, then I'll decide later. So I'm trying to be smarter with my purchases. Now, Black Phone, there's Black Phone 2, and that is the regular slipcover release. Now, Black Phone 2, good movie. Nightmare on Elm Street vibes. Really loved it. I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to probably get the Walmart exclusive Steelbook there on that line. So check out my haul video coming up soon, and you'll see it. You get a Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. I really love that movie. I'm toying with the idea of buying that Steelbook. I'm not 100% sure I like the cover, the artwork on it, but either way, that's from Scream Factory. You got Lauren Hardy, the restoration features, I think, or restored features, Volume 1. Black Phone 2, I really like the slipcover of the regular version. There's the Blu-ray. Then you get Black Phone 2. Look at that. That's pretty neat how they did the split between the first and second for the 2-movie collection. You get it in 4K. A movie, Big Bold Beautiful Journey with Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. I haven't heard anything about that. So once again, I'm going to wait and see that movie before I buy it. Begonia, there's the Blu-ray. The Long Walk, is that the standard 4K release? Not sure. We Are Still Here, 10th anniversary. Pointed Heels, not familiar with that movie at all. There's Cloud Atlas. I'm assuming that's the online exclusive, one of those slip covers for ordering it direct. Bunch of anime, learning the hard way. Not sure what that is. Little risque there, but okay. You like the cover artwork. Insatiable Tales of an Immoral Wife. Damn, but either way. So that's all the releases. See, I told you wasn't much. Next is December 30th. Probably not much there, but yeah, we looked online, so let's go ahead and close out the video. So there was your quick look online. Obviously, you know, did you guys get the Black Phone 2 Steelbook? Did you get that Begonia Steelbook? If you don't want to watch Begonia, if that's how you pronounce it, I think it's playing on Peacock right now. So I'll probably stream that and watch it later because I don't want to buy it. I'm trying to cut down on my blind buys. So I'm going to probably wait and watch it. If I like it, I'll buy it later. So let me know in the comments down below what you bought this week. Watch out. I will do a haul video next. I got a couple other videos I'm going to post. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like on it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do all that normal YouTube stuff. Keep supporting me. I talked about supporting physical media retailers. You can support me and one of those retailers by looking at my description down below and using my Valoria Video affiliate link. It gets me credit if you use that. But also, when you make your first purchase, use code JeffMan316. It'll get you 10% off your first purchase. One of you has had trouble with that, and I don't know why. If any of you guys have trouble using the code JeffMan316 on your purchase, let me know so I can let the guy at Valoria Video know. We want to make sure that works for everybody. And I got a really nice unboxing of 2 boxes actually that I'm going to do from Valoria Video that I'm going to do in a video in the next couple days. So watch out for that. And until next time, boys and girls, this has been JeffMan316. I'm your pop culture reporter signing out saying you guys be safe out there.
Shape of Jaina's tampon. And now I play the waiting game.